a Circle Economist proposed changing Aave V3's USDC rate curve after the KelpDAO exploit exposed stress around stablecoin liquidity. The tension is that the proposal could protect withdrawals during stress, while making USDC borrowing more expensive when utilization rises. Circle Economist Proposes now points to Aave USDC as the center of the story, not a broad market mood. The first thing to separate is the event from the interpretation. The event is the proposal targets Aave V3 USDC, and the pressure point is that KelpDAO exposed liquidity concerns. That gives the segment a concrete test instead of a broad mood read. A viewer can immediately judge what changed, which actor matters, and what signal would confirm follow-through. The request targets the Ethereum Core market by raising Slope 2 and lowering optimal utilization for USDC, but it is not a confirmed protocol change. This is the baseline viewers need before treating the move as bullish, bearish, or settled. The number to keep visible is ARFC proposal. It anchors the scale and prevents the scene from drifting into vague sentiment. It is not yet a protocol change is the confirmed frame, while optimal utilization would move lower sets the practical boundary. If later claims appear, they should be compared back to this frame rather than accepted because the story sounds urgent. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. The mechanism is rate curve pressure. Higher penalty rates above the optimal point discourage borrowers from draining liquidity too close to 100% utilization. In plain English, the mechanism explains why the headline matters. For Aave USDC, it is not a side detail. It is the reason the event can affect users, markets, or institutions. Slope 2 would rise in stress is the working part, and suppliers could get stronger yields explains why the outcome is not automatic. A headline can move attention, but this mechanism decides whether the event has repeatable consequences or only a short reaction. The affected side includes USDC borrowers, suppliers, Aave governance voters, and DeFi protocols trying to balance cheap leverage with exit safety. This is where the practical consequence sits. The story is narrower than the whole crypto market. It focuses on Circle, Aave USDC, and the counterparties tied to the same path. Borrowers may pay more at high use is the exposed side, while exit safety competes with cheap loans. That prevents overreach. The segment does not claim every token, chain, user, or institution is equally exposed. What remains unclear is whether Snapshot voters and on-chain governance will approve the parameters or prefer cheaper borrowing over a larger idle buffer. That distinction matters because traders and users can overread a first move. A useful viewer should not fill that gap with a prediction. Governance approval is unresolved, is where evidence stops, and the trade-off is not settled defines the proof that would make the next claim safer. That keeps the uncertainty useful. It tells viewers exactly which assumption should not be treated as fact. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. The next signal is the governance path, forum debate, snapshot result, and any on-chain execution of the USDC parameter changes. For Circle Economist Proposes, the closing read should stay tied to the next observable signal, not a prediction. If that signal appears, the story gains confirmation. If it fails, the market has to treat the earlier move as incomplete. The practical close is on-chain execution proves adoption. That keeps the ending tied to a measurable signal instead of implying a guaranteed outcome. It is the readout the viewer can carry forward after the card ends and the next market or policy reaction begins.